Our guy, Bennie Logan, former LSU NFL defensive tackle, proud number 18 as well. Bennie, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on, my 318 brother? I'm doing good. How are you? How y'all doing?
Yeah, we're doing fantastic, man. Hey, my man Bennie, and he's going to get mad at me, but nothing like when you roll into Bennie's hometown and he's got a sign that says home of Bennie Logan
Like
up
a
in the
movie.
3-1 great, my man.
Hey, man. Hey, few, man. You know, few come from there, so it's definitely a great thing.
Oh, man, Bennie, so I wanted to have you on because I feel like defensive tackle for LSU this year is going to be massive. And it's a position that when you were in school, when Flynn and I were in school, it was dominant. It had NFL guys every single year, and not just like roster guys, but like starters in the NFL. And they went and got a coach that we all believe in Kyle Williams. But that position to me feels like it's got to get back to what it used to be for LSU to go to where they want to go, which is play for championships again.
Definitely. That's one thing I can attest to, just the depth of the defensive line and just having guys up front, especially going into conference play. I actually tell guys this all the time. Like, we was very blessed when we got to LSU. We got there with Drake Neverson, Pep Livingston, Al Wood, Charles Alexander. Like, these are veteran guys who showed us what it was to be a Tiger, how to be a Tiger, how to be a young man. So now going into this year, like, you got experience there for as players. You added guys from the transfer portal. Like, that is going to be key. You got some young guys, I feel like, who's going to have to step up in the fire early and just establish themselves. And I feel like they're ready. But up front, on both sides of the ball, that's going to be key this season for sure.
So, Benny, you always talk about, like, running back, I feel like, is maybe the easiest position to go from high school to, you know, your freshman year be impactful. It's like you can either run the football or you can't. And it's pretty plain and simple. Now, quarterback like Flynn played, that's a completely different situation. You mentioned some young guys on that defensive line, and you're right. Like, they got some five-star talented guys that are either going to be a true sophomore or a true freshman. When you're trying to play at that young age on the defensive line, in the interior of the defensive line, what are some challenges that young players always face?
The one thing I would say would be technique. You know, you go from so long being the most talented, dominant guy, and once you get into college, you got guys who are same level, but what's the difference in who's able to maintain their technique the longest? So being a young guy, it's just relying on your technique more than talent. And that's something you got to continue work day in and day out, especially those young guys going to be put in a situation where they have to learn this stuff now. And just not panic. Like, take a day at a time, but the technique is going to be the key thing for them this season. They have talent. Like, I'd have been in a couple of practice. The talent there, the size there, the ability is there. It's just the technique is what's going to be critical for them just maintaining, sustaining like a good year, just putting in a situation where they're going to have to play this year.
Yeah, Benny, when you're trying to break in a brand new defensive line, and there are question marks, but you have talent, like you said, you have numbers, and Jake just made the comparison to running backs because I think there's a lot of like similarities there from a mindset. Like, you hear the running back by committee, but like, is one way to get the most out of a new defensive line, like kind of like we have, is to get them all to a point where you're rotating them in to keep guys fresh, right? Because like defense, like, you can make a mistake, but as long as you make it 100%, it can turn out okay. So is that kind of what LSU should be trying to do? Let's get the numbers, and let's not try to get dominant 2 or 3, but let's get 5, 6, 7 that are really good.
Definitely is a good thing. If you got a rotation of defensive linemen that you can roll with throughout the season, one, it helps you sustain throughout the year with depth and having guys from injury and things like that. And it also presents a change of offensive lineman. When you're just going against one guy throughout the whole game, you pretty much know what he's doing. But when you got a constant rotation of guys coming in, it's a different strategy you have to adjust to. Like, I look at Georgia. Like, I always like watching football and watching defensive line in the SEC. And, like, when Georgia and those teams rotate, you get 4 new guys coming in who fresh off the bench. And I remember my coach always told me, Brick Haley, like, our backup guys has to be just like our starter, where there's no drop-off. And I think with rotation, you'll build that because you'll have guys who are fresher, and just the rotation of that where you have guys who are instead of trying to catch a break, who are fresh and ready to roll. And like I said, you got young guys there who are hungry and just let them loose. Like that is going to be a key with the defensive line up front and just rotation and depth.
And Benny, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I'm fired up to have Kyle Williams back. That was Flynn and I.
Definitely.
I mean, he was our teammate. I know. I think for 3 years with Flynn, 2 years with me. An incredible teammate. Then you saw what he did in the NFL. He's an all-pro guy. Like, if you can't listen to that guy, and if that guy can't get you motivated, then you don't need to be wearing purple and gold.
You don't. I'm gonna speak on my experience. Like I remember Kyle when I got into the league in 13. Just Jack tell me about Kyle and just watching Kyle play. Even going into different games, we played Buffalo, and Kyle being on the scouting report as a defensive lineman from LSU, a guy who I know is part of the D-line tree. Like that was great for me, and to have him here coaching a Louisiana native here, like bringing back, giving back to the kids. I got 13 years. Like if I can't listen to a guy that not just played, it's one thing to play, but start 13 years in the league, like he knows something. He's done something right. So you have that piece there. You have to utilize it. And that will be my biggest thing to all the players there. You have a gold mine there. Like use it up. Take advantage of a guy that not only have experience, have a knowledge just about the game, about life, about the next level. Take advantage of it.
Yep.
Yeah, Benny. So I'm thinking about when you played and you wore the number 18. You were a dominant force when you played at a time where LSU defense was, as a unit, a dominant force. But at the time, offense kind of struggled, but the defense kept us as just like that was just we were known for defense, right? Keep the guys to low point.
Hey, you can say it. Like if we scored 14 points, you felt good about it.
Yeah, like if you don't cross the 50, whatever. But like, look, but things have changed a little bit now, and I know it's got to it's had to kill you the last couple of years watching because the offense has been really good, and it's the defense that's been the question mark. So, knowing that where we've kind of been the last couple handful of years, like what is like a realistic expectation that LSU fans that you feel that the defense can set for this season?
I could really speak highly on the defense, and I'm going to speak on my behalf because you got guys who are used to the system now. It's not they coming in with a new system, and you also got new guys who are coming in and learning this system. You got guys who are familiar with the system, who understand their responsibility and roles. And then in the spring, where you get time to really teach in detail that, you get that. So now it's just by plugging guys into it and play. Like, you know what you need to do. You know you're supposed to be at. Just go and play now. Play together as a unit because, again, we know we're going to have new guys out there. You have veteran guys who understand the ins and outs of the defense. So the expectations is, like, the defense has to be ready to play. The defense has to play. Simple as that. I feel like this could be a really good thing for the defense, a dominant defense. But, again, what are we going to show when we get out there? Yeah. And that goes to the interior, the rotation of the guys up front. They're going to lead the way.
Catching up with our guy, Bennie Logan, here on OTB. Benny, one of the things we've talked about leading into this opening game against Clemson is LSU's treating it a little bit differently. Like in years past, and we all know they hadn't won an opener since 2019, but in years past, they haven't really, honed in and talked about like main focus is one game. You go across the street now, and it's like 1-0, and there's paw prints for Clemson's logo kind of on tackling dummies and different things. Like they are all in on this one game. I said that I like that because when you open it up with an opponent like that, I don't think you need to try to make it like any other game because it's not. It's a top 5 matchup. You need to sprint into that game, not half step. How do you like that approach of not really hiding from it this year?
I don't think we hid from it at all. I think most of the time it caught us by surprise, but I love the focus to understand, like, beginning of the season, what we have in front of us. We have a top 5 opponent who are still trying to find their feet. Like, Clemson hasn't been there in a while. So, again, this is a chance for them to establish themselves. The same with us. Like, every season we'd open up, we struggle. So, here, this is the focus. Let's start it off with a good tone. Like, punch him in the mouth. I love the energy that's coming off. That I think I seen one Clemson player was saying, like, we're going to show them this. Like, I love that edge and grit. And just like, now let's get to it. And it's going to be going into camp. Like, that is what we're going to be looking forward to anticipate. So it drives the energy of the game up. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, this is LSU. It's an LSU, you know. It's like they said, we're a struggle. But at the end of the day, this game has been blowing up because of who's playing. LSU.
Yep.
Man, I couldn't agree. Man, I love the whole Death Valley chatter.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
It's so predictable and expected, right? And
Yeah.
like we'd
Yeah,
be
of
disappointed. Yeah, we'd be so disappointed if like the players weren't chirping back and forth about Death Valley a little
Of
bit.
course, but the thing is, when you hear players and you hear commentators and you hear people talking about Saturday night, they talk about
Yep.
Saturday night in Death Valley where?
Yeah, in Baton Rouge.
Oh, yeah, the
not-
red one.
not
Oh,
Clemson.
that's it. That's the end of the talk.
All right, now, Benny, before we let you go, are you still coaching over at Catholic?
Yes, sir. I'm out here now. I'm actually out here now watching. We're getting warmed up right
Okay.
now. I'm out here watching now while
All right.
we get ready.
Yeah, go hit my little brother upside the back of the head. Tell him I said hello. You know, I'm gonna have one starting at U High this year, so I know we got you on the schedule. So we'll have to talk some trash that
I'm a
week.
D-line coach, so I just hope he's not on the side of me.
Benny, you got you're a fellow big dog lover like myself. Like how's the dog front? We got a couple of them. We got one. Like what
I
we
got
doing?
one. I got a Presa Canario.
Ooh.
Part of the King Corso family. I got it from a breed out in Philly. His name is Sub-Zero. They're a great guard dog. Yeah.
What a great name.
Man, I ain't coming into the house if Sub-Zero's there.
That's right.
With that
Oh,
name.
he's outside and inside, so he's gonna have an eye. I promise you. He's a good family dog, so
Yeah.
you have no worries.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Benny, I can't thank you enough for your time, man. I know you're out there trying to coach and probably like the first day of like boot camp or something like that. So it means a lot that you joined us here, and I'm sure we'll see you across the pond at Rose at a practice or something. Look forward to it.
Will do. I appreciate you all having me on there. Y'all have a great one and take care.